This is a very special program. It's called Follow the Yellow River into the Sea. And today, welcome to our special live streaming, and we will show you actually the A9 crossings. So we will find that the origin of the Chinese Mother River. So we always know that the a famous line talking about the Yellow River is, don't you see the Yellow River coming from the heaven, running to the sea with no return? So Yellow River actually has a close tie with people in China, and that's also the birthplace of the Chinese civilization. So the Yellow River begins its journey in Qinghai-Tibet Plateau and runs through 9 provinces and autonomous regions before emptying into the Bohai Sea. And also today, actually, you look at the whole map, that is all the A9 crossings, or we talk about covering the whole maps that with the Yellow River pass through. And for today, we will leaving the Qinghai Plateau and to Gansu, Lanzhou, Gansu province. So today we will find out more details in Gansu province. And of course, first we start with the yellow part. That will be for our today's coverage. So we will start from Qinghai, Xining, Haidong, and then we enter into the Gansu provinces, covering the cities of Baiyin, Lanzhou, Ningxia. And today we will also show you the different folk arts and folk cultures. So we look at the sheepskin raft and also experience some of the local arts and civilization. So once again, this is the CGTN's new special program called Follow the Yellow River into the Sea. And of course, for the our show, we're starting from the origin places, which is the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau. So look at the whole map, actually, that's the all crossings, and crossing a distance of 5,464 kilometers. So it is China's second longest river. And look at the part of Qinghai that covered 1,963 kilometers. So 1/3 of the total crossing distance of Yellow River. So that is why we need to mention Qinghai, of course. And we'll not stop our journey only in Qinghai. We will also leave in Qinghai and enter into the second stop, it's Gansu. And today we will also show you a very special art form, which is 太平鼓 in Chinese, or beating the drums while dancing. So this is a very powerful performance. And we look at this one. We not only leverage the benefits from the Yellow River, but we also actually, in a very creative way, to pay back to the Yellow River. So we look at the different ways of how the in ancient time people live along with Yellow River. Look at this one. This is what we call the Yangpi Faz in Chinese, or the sheepskin raft. So this is really a large size raft. So this is the tool in the old times to cross the river. So like if we want to overcome the difficulties, it should be like the sheepskin raft. So be ready, be energetic, and take a deep breath and just prevail over the difficulties. You will for sure reach the other side of the river. And also in our coverage, we will look at the folk art forms, and this is the man-made steel bridge. And we talk about today, actually, there are all different kinds of the transportation means. But we will also show you one place in Gansu province that people still ride donkeys for communication, for the a work. And today we will also invite Pan Lusheng, and of course, in our special programs, we always invite people to tell their stories with the a Mother River. We actually also invite the a people that the a taking pictures of Yellow River or had the a painting works. And later on, we'll also have special guests from China Federation of Literature and Art circles, and also from the a Folk Artists Association to talk about how Yellow River nurtures the Chinese civilization. So there are a lot to be covered in our special program. Let's look at the live picture right now. The Yellow River waking up, and what we will see. And we will see a stunning scene at Liujiaxia Dam. And we will also to the Zhangye Wetland to look at the National Wetland Park. And also go to visit Lanzhou, which is one of the largest city crossing. And we will visit the Yellow River Steel Bridge. So first of all, let's look at the Yellow River. This is the live picture, live footage of the Yellow River right now, at this moment. And this is the Liujiaxia Reservoir. This is the Wetland Park in Lanzhou, Gansu Province. And this is Lanzhou Water Wheel Park. And here show you the beauty of agriculture or farming civilization. And this is the very first steel bridge over the Yellow River. This is the Lanzhou Yellow River Steel Bridge. And this is the Stone Forest Park in Gansu. So you will see how the Yellow River and the scene of Stone Forest reinforce each other's beauty. And this is Qingyang in Gansu province. And we know that Yellow River is notable for the large amount of silt it carries. So this is the a very first place to deal with the silt in order to make the Yellow River cleaner by itself. So this is another splendid pearl along the Yellow River, and this is Zhangye National Wildland Park. And this is along the Bohai Sea corridor. So welcome back. Right now you are looking at the CGTN's new special program following the Yellow River into the sea. We will show you the enchanting scenery along the river's path and also share people's story with the mother river. So just now we saw the live footage right now. And we invite our special guest, Mr. Pan from China Federation of Literary and Art Circles and also from Folk Artists Association. So our guests actually grew up along the Yellow River. That's the medium to the low stream of Yellow River. So that's the places actually experienced many or suffered many disasters. But one thing people so proud is that they called Yellow River the Great River because that's so deep in their memories. And they always experience the scenery of a Yellow River. And also another big thing is the peony actually so famous in my hometown. So the wild peony actually you always can find at my hometown, that's in Gansu. So I believe that will be someone actually bring the seed of the peony from the upstream to the downstream. So the peony in Gansu province around 3 to 4 meters in height. So of course in the early days it needed a technique called grafting, and then with the transformation of the development of Yellow River civilization, that actually also the technology of planting peony also improved a lot. And we talk about actually different kinds of the art forms that because of the Yellow River, because of the civilization burned of the Yellow River, so that actually produced many different art forms, folk forms, especially the traditional opera. Actually, there are many different kinds of the traditional operas related to Yellow River. And you always can find these kind of art forms in different cities at Yellow River's crossings. So my hometown actually is Heze. We always talk about water, which water we refer to actually is Yellow River. So actually Yellow River changed the course many times, but actually the never change is passing to Heze. So my place is actually had a name, normally refer to the areas formerly flooded by the Yellow River. But you look at actually because of these Yellow Rivers flooding disaster always happened in our places, actually let's also cultivate a character of people living in these areas. It's a fighting spirit. So this natural environment actually cultivate that spirit. So people always recognize their motherland, and also at the same time they always forge ahead. They never step down or bend their knee to the difficulties. So you will see that when the natural disasters actually is damaged, people you always can find that the people use the power of civilization, use the power of art, literature to help improve and restore the natural disaster. So we talk about every time when your hometown suffered the natural disaster, like my province, Sichuan province, like the Wenchuan, the earthquake disaster. We talk about actually that really is the time that people so gathered all the power across China. And also that is the reborn, or we talk about reinvent ourselves. That is the whole journey that we experience. So that you will actually experience that leapfrog development. So we talk about actually no one should take our good days granted, because that we look at the whole history, we look at development of human history, we look at the development, the history of civilization. That's actually always that ups and downs and hardships. So we should also give our kids that hardship education, let them know the hard worn good days that they are experiencing or they are enjoying. So let's look at some EA artwork from our guest. So this is the a work saying that protect our motherland. So this work actually you can consider as the a poster. So the inspiration actually came from a very interesting campaign initiated by the young generation, which called on everyone to protect our motherland. So back to 1990s, actually we found a lot of issues such as pollution. So we should really think about what are the effective way we can protect our motherland. So we mentioned about the civilization, or we talk about a green philosophy. We talk about how we can protect our motherland in a greener way. So this is my inspiration, and we look at it. This is the a chessboard, right? Which means everyone actually should take actions on the same move, because we are playing the same chess game. So this is the a picture poster, and we talk about that we should protect our environment in different ways. So that from the artist point of view, we use this more artistic angle to call on everyone's attention. So we would like to create that synergy across the board to protect our environment, to protect our ecosystem. So we use our cultural ecology draw on everyone's attention. So we also actually had a questionnaire issued to the college student. So where is your hometown? I say if your hometown is near the Yellow River, how you better protect the motherland. Actually, we had this kind of event around China, and the one common answer from our questionnaire is we have to take actions to protect our motherland. So it actually had many different meanings embedded this very simple sentence, protecting our motherland. We talk about we need to restore its beauty of our motherland. That's kind of protection. Another protection means that we need to protect the civilization of the motherland and also the culture, the people, the history along the river. And today we're also entering Gansu, and of course we need to experience Taipinggu. So let's say, what is Taipinggu? All right, just now you saw a performance that's Taipinggu of Lanzhou. So basically that means beating drums while dancing. So that's also inspired by the Yellow River. And that's also the non-tangible assets of China. So that's always a frequent scene, a performance in Gansu province. So in the big occasions, you always can find this performance in Gansu. So this is the intangible cultural heritage, and just in our videos, you always see that actually the drum is not in a smaller size, and also look at the whole performance. So the momentum we talk about vigor actually is really stirring. So we talk about the drums actually in different cities, and also we talk about the Shanxi. That is also one of the place actually in the crossing of Yellow River. So that's quite different. Taipinggu quite different from other drum performance. But we talk about each place has its dream in from all over the world, and actually has its own way to support people living in that places. But we talk about why people use that drums, why that people beat drums. Actually, the meaning behind is always related to agriculture. So they use drum to beat drums to fade off the evil, to get evil away and wish a good harvest, wish a bumper year. Basically, they show their respect to the nature. So that's always this kind of a performance has a deep relation with their long, splendid history and civilization. So they pray for the safety of the homeland. So they pray to the Yellow River, and also we talk about this kind of a performance actually related to people's day-to-day life. So we talk about it from a folk art point of view. Basically, this is some kind of the performance happened just next to the farming land. So we look at a different drainage basin actually along the Yellow River always shows different features. It's always like a drum beating, but in Shanxi, or let's say here, this is the Gansu province. Actually, a drum beating has different performance forms. So we talk about each place has its own way of supporting its people. So that also reflected in their local folk customs. If we look back, the history of China, so we have that 24 solar terms. So that solar terms actually related to people's day-to-day life in old days. So people actually observe the sky. The changes happened in their solar land. And look at the changes happened from the sky to the land to the water. Actually, they were based on these changes came up with the solar terms. So that solar terms basically is the calendars for the farmers to follow. So they will look at based on different terms to either plant the seeds or it's time to harvest. So we always talk about that. This kind of phenomena, or talk about that, the 24 solar terms played a crucial role in people's daily life. So that is why we're always saying that a natural and cultural environment always reinforce each other, always influence each other. So that's the 24 solar terms, were also the wisdom of the ancient Chinese people. Another question coming to us is how we can create the smart tools to leverage the benefit of the Yellow River. So we talk about the tools. Actually, that's also the wisdom crystallization. We talk about that. See a wisdom or the great thoughts, like passed down generation to generation. So let's go to Lanzhou, and this is also in Gansu province. And right now you are looking at the CGTN's special program following the Yellow River into the sea. In our show today, we will show you the enchanting scenery along the river's path and tell and share people's stories, their memories with the Mother River. To all the viewers, just now you saw, and this is in one of the studio. And this studio actually working on a menu book. So these actually I just work on before, and we're also working on the sculptures. Basically, we would like to bring all the memories into these menu books. So look at this is a lot of preparations. And this is also the place to print the pages inside these collections. And this is a scenery. This is a desert scenery in Gansu. There's something quite unique in Gansu province. So first we engrave the shape on the piece, this bamboo piece. And this is the fourth time that we print the color on it. So that also depends on how many colors would do you want to have in the finished work. So this is really everything made by hand. This is menu book. So we also would like to bring these ancient skills back to the modern time. So let's see how we print it. So we put the paper on it. We already have the color print on it. We press it. And then here we go. We have this finished work. So basically just now we had a final color printed on. And then we need to do some finishing work. We need to have a date on it, or we have the stamp on it. So this is the studio basically is focusing on the menu books. So talk about the menu book. So what's different compared to the books we always find in the bookstores? So let's say it's the highlights of the menu books. So what's the basically a biggest distinguish from the normal book we found in stores? So let's find out the more creativities inside the menu books. So these are all the books actually from this studio. And a lot of work actually received international awards. And the gentleman here, Mr. Liu Kun from a very famous boy band. So we work together to work on the menu book relating the Lanzhou Yellow River Bridge or the Iron Bridge in Lanzhou. So actually that's also one of the song that the gentleman played with his band. So this is right now under creation. So the name of this manual book is Iron Bridge. And this is actually the very first bridge over the Yellow River. So that is also called Lanzhou Yellow River Bridge. So inside this book, actually, you always can find the stories happened along the banks of the both sides of the city and how people's life related to the Iron Bridge and also how that related to the Yellow River and how we can bring the past stories, bring it or translate it into the modern times. So let's look at from the visual point of view. So we also would like to give a more modern touch and feel to this book. So if you're familiar with Lanzhou or you visited Lanzhou before, so of course the Iron Bridge is something you must see. So when you unfold it, the book will show you the origin look of the Iron Bridge. But when you fold the book, you will see the new look of the bridge. So basically, this is a very highlight of the cover of this book. So basically, when you unfold or fold the book, show you the two different pictures of the Iron Bridge. And then this is the song called Lanzhou Lanzhou. Actually, this is the household known song. And here, this is the QR code. And if you would like to hear the song, actually, you can scan the code and enjoy the song with your smartphone. So you can enjoy the song while reading the book. So basically, this created the experience that yourself personally on the scene. So this is a quite immersive experience created. So look at the cover. Just a very simple cover actually has already the two highlights already. So this is two really eye-catching creativity of this manual book. And this manual book called Iron Bridge, because Iron Bridge is the iconic scene here in Gansu, Lanzhou. So the old one, and when you unfold it, that's the new bridge or the upgraded bridge. And when you open the book, first you look at the old song but played in a modern way. So you scan the code and you can enjoy the song, and basically you prepare yourself ready to enjoy the whole book, to start the journey with the book. So basically, this is the crystallization of many people's wisdom. This is quite time and effort consuming. But we talk about the stories happened at both sides of the Yellow River here in Gansu. And Mr. Liu Kun also performed the song with his band. So we talk about our inspiration actually come from Yellow River and also actually is from Lanzhou, because we are the local people. So we actually knew the story happened here, especially in our childhood. So we experience that changes happened, and we actually also know from A to Z about the a civilization, about the culture, about the history of Lanzhou, of Gansu province. And very luckily, we can work with the craftsman masters. And we're also inspired by their perseverance. So I believe this book is so valuable. And also the creativity is like you can enjoy the book while listening to the title song. Once again, the book right now is still under creation, so still need a little bit time to finish the whole book, and then it will be available in the market. So very luckily, so our viewers actually some of the books is for the very first time you show in front of the cameras. So we just introduced a book is under creation and another book. So what's the secret inside? So this is another menu book. So this is called a Caitang culture. So that's the Ma Jia Yao. So that's the Ma Jia Yao kiln. And we also have a sculpture related to the Caitang culture. So that's the painted pottery culture. So we also actually bring that, especially its technique, its wisdom, its creativity from the ancient time, and also captured that memory inside this menu book. So this is also quite famous, called painted pottery culture in Gansu province. So if you want to know the full story of the painted pottery culture, I suggest you refer to this book. And of course, this is more the interactive element inside this menu book. This is our sample, but actually you look at, we have a different way for you to discover the story by yourself. So this is a quite interactive way to really draw your attention, to pay the attention to the details. So it's very interesting. Another work, actually, we are right now facing a quite big difficulties. So we talk about its limited edition for sure, but right now we're facing one difficulties is that a pottery shard. This is a real piece. This is real shard. So we included inside our menu book so people can really touch and feel the culture of painted pottery. There's something real, genuine. You can touch it, and actually is captured and remained for over 5,000 years. Although it's limited edition, but the thing right now, the difficulty is that we need to find that number of pottery shards to include in the books. Another book is this one called Play Shadow Puppet. And this is the quite a well-known piece in the international stage because already received 3 international awards already. And look at, actually this is a lot of tricks happened in this book. So you need to unveil and look at it. This is basically a small stage already unfolded in front of you, and you can take this prop and also play the shadow puppet yourself. And also you can see and enjoy that beauty of the shadow. So this is a folk art performance, the folk art piece. Actually, look at all these. That's all inspired and developed along with the Yellow River. And also, actually, we also give it a modern meaning. So actually, everything we're doing here is we want to preserve this wisdom from the ancient time and pass down generations to generations. We are the people living nearby the Yellow River, so we know quite a lot about the stories, memories of the Yellow River. We believe this is our responsibility, no matter from the song we created or this kind of menu book we created. We want people to know more and share the story and pass down that spirit of the Yellow River. Right now you are looking at the CGTN's new special program, Follow the Yellow River into the Sea. And you just now we see the folk artist forms how to preserve the valuable culture by the people from the folk artist circles. So before we mentioned a lot about the natural sceneries, but actually look at the Yellow River actually flow more into people's day-to-day life. So we not only focus on that the magnificent scenery, but we also look at how Yellow River actually inspired and changed people's life. So we look at the artwork and also like the Taipinggu, that more the artistic performance, all related to Yellow River. And we know Yellow River is the birthplace of China's civilization. So we talk about people always would like to give a souvenir to their friends. The bookmark, actually one of the quite frankly presented gifts. And also we talk about that the shadow puppet, also a good choice. But the thing is like when you move, the thing is like this is something that you cannot really use them, right? But the thing is like you also don't want to throw them away. So how we can make them more meaningful or make them more lively in our day-to-day life. So we saw that very fun, detailed, subtle, detailed menu book. But another question we need to think about is that how we can really give is more economic meaning to these arts. So we need to think about from a design phase and also from the commercialization process to think about how we can give them more meaning or a practical meaning to these kind of the products. So before like the baskets, that before is the one of the tools. Right now, like baskets also can be more of course technique and usage actually is more or less the same. But think about the different scenery, think about the different phenomenon, the scenarios. So you need to give more design creativity, give more highlights, make it more settled, and with fine details. So we need designers to be more involved. So you actually use your 4 decades to protect Yellow River, right? So at the very beginning, so if we review the past 40 years, I visited many places. For my early research, everything we focus is really with protection. So we talk about the people like moving to the new house, that they throw the old material, old stuff. So for me, back then, my job actually is to collect all the old products or the old materials. And so we need to save these assets. So for us, it's like we could not just stop ourselves on protection. We also need to think about how we can call on everyone to protect and also passed on that's a culture or the civilization. So for the craftsman, we always talk with them that how they can actually bring this kind of the skills to the next generations. So they start to recruit the apprentice. So we talk about the knitting technique. So before there's some kind of artistic form, but we talk about why we cannot make them more commercialized, so that people that use this kind of technique, but in a modern usage way to create more profitability, so that a whole village actually doing that. For example, the Chinese knot. So basically, we change that certain skills to a whole industry. So for our people, if you really like to know more about the non-tangible heritage, so please visit National Museum and look at the book I'm holding. This is designated for one exhibition in National Museum. So this is actually, you can consider as the encyclopedia of the non-tangible heritage. And this exhibition, this a traditional Chinese exhibition, actually already hold for 2 months, and very soon it's China's a Golden Week. If you have time, please pay a visit to this exhibition at National Museum.